Hello, I'm Timothy Linsdale. I'm a video producer, Christian. Today I'm into politics. And what else would supercharge the news than the Mueller report? And everybody's wading into that, I'm sure. And I suppose I should have something to say. This has definitely put a supercharger into the news. It's embarrassed many and vindicated many. And not only the newspapers, the radio pundits are just, there's nothing else but the Mueller report. And of course, for 2 years since Trump was elected, it's been nothing but the Mueller report. It says Mueller delivers Trump Russia report. Now this, of course, is Saturday's paper, but you know what was interesting? I went on to the internet to try to get a concise, comprehensive article on this subject. I couldn't even get Mueller. It's so much, it's craziness. But anyway, the whole thing apparently started, it could have started before Trump was even in office. In fact, I'm pretty certain, from what I understand, it started before he took the oath. Because there was there is so much division in the country between the right and the left, Democrats, Republicans, conservatives, progressives, liberals. This reminds me of something I did on George Washington a while back. He made the point that he was against political parties because he said it's going to be a detriment to individual thought, and that's so important when it comes to America because individual thought is tied to liberty, that you have that freedom to speak, write, worship, and freedom. All of those things are so important. But when you join parties, you have a tendency to lean the direction the party is. Or when it comes to politicians, especially in Congress, U.S. Congress, they work together as voting blocks. So most of the time, you know, even if you have a different opinion and you're a new congressperson, you're going to be pushed one way or the other. Even though you have the freedom to vote, to accomplish anything at all, you're going to have to go with the group. Well, you can see that's taking away individual thought. But some of the radio pundits today talk about how embarrassing it is for progressives that nothing came of it. The report basically says there's no more prosecutions, there was no collusion, apparently relieving the president. How much it relieved him, I don't know, because I doubt that this war will stop. Because immediately you see Democrats saying, we're pursuing more angles of investigation. We believe there is something going on here. Now, the Republican side, I just heard something from Lindsey Graham, Senator Lindsey Graham. He's going to start some investigation or something of the sort about why this investigation even occurred in the first place. So there you are. Loggerheads, bang, bang, bang. When the American people go through the effort to elect a representative, to represent them, to try to get the right guy, to go and make decisions, to represent their district, and they spend the whole time messing with this business. Whether you accomplish anything or not, who knows? Having lived near the border for over 35 years, we have all kinds of problems down here on our border with immigration. I live near the Tijuana River Valley, which has all kinds of environmental issues with Mexico. We would like to turn that into a jewel for San Diego, and it gets flooded with sewer, trash, and endless problems that we're trying to deal with. And this stuff continues. It's hard to accomplish anything. Again, this is divided down party lines. Jessica Lemonson, a professor at Loyola Law School in LA, says we really don't know much more than we did before. But they say the investigations will go on. Personally, it's a political war. Trump was a very unusual candidate. When I watched the first campaigns, the way he spoke about other fellow candidates, I mean, he had no problem attacking them. And that's what I really noticed about him. I knew a lot of other conservatives, or I didn't know them, but I'd listened to them. And they had such a milquetoast way of going it in politics, and he hit it hard. I like somebody who's coming on hard. You know, it wakes everybody up. So there you are. I don't know what else I could say about this, other than it says the submission of Mueller's report ends the inquiry, a case that has engulfed the Trump administration since its inception. There have been criminal charges against 34 people, including 6 former Trump associates and advisors. There was something like 40 FBI agents involved in this. And one thing I'd heard about, be very careful about any interview you have with federal authorities, maybe especially the FBI. Because if they're asking you questions about specific things, and you don't remember them exactly, then they don't know if you're lying. So you're in deep stuff right away. So I don't know if you have without having a lawyer, you may not want to say very much. I mean, how many people remember exactly what happened and what was said? Only a small number of people inside the Justice Department know the document's contents, but it's immediately sparked a furious political reaction. Of course, that's a big part of it, because most people don't even know what's in it, other than the inquisitor, if you will, investigator, is saying there'll be no more indictments. It's all done. There was no collusion on the president's part. So on it goes. And what was interesting is Trump didn't even tweet on the subject. I think he had enough. He decided to go down to one of his resorts. I guess one would do that. It says the fact that there are no more indictments is a big deal, said David Bosey, Trump ally. The president has had his entire 2-year presidency under a cloud of this fake, made-up Russian collusion story. Yeah, and then it goes the other direction. The Democrats are going to say something opposite of that. We're going to do more research. There's more things to be looked at. So Barr, the Attorney General, says, I remain committed to as much transparency as possible. Whatever possible means. Friday afternoon, Rosenstein's Deputy Attorney General said he was the one who was first delivered the paper. And he just turned it over to Barr, basically. But what did he actually have to say? Justice Department headquarters, according to spokeswoman Carrie Kupek, said after a week of growing expectation that the report would soon arrive, in which it did. One official described the report as comprehensive, but added that very few people have seen it. Even with the report's filing, Mueller is expected to remain his role as special counsel for a wind-down period. The investigation is complete, Kupek said. Attorney General Barr will determine the appropriate next steps. Of course, he's a subordinate, if you will, to the president, so who knows where that goes. I really don't know what else I could add here. Last year, let's read the summary in this article. Oh, yes, by the way, 13 Russians were charged as part of this investigation. Since we don't have an extradition treaty with them, you'll never see them in a courtroom. Last year saw much of Mueller's time focused on the question of obstruction, whether Trump or his senior advisors had sought to stop or cripple the Russian inquiry was a key reason that Mueller's job as special counsel existed in the first place. There you are. Turn on the radio, you're going to get this. Turn on the TV, you're going to get that. And here's the newspaper. So I doubt it's the end of any political wrangling, as Trump was a maverick in the White House and remains so. So he's going to have reactions from both sides for the rest of his time. Hopefully he can get something done, and hopefully our Congress can get back to work and get something done. God bless us all. I'm Timothy Linsdale. Comment and like on my video. Subscribe to my channel. I got more stuff coming. Hopefully not this. Never ends. Hey, thanks a lot and have a great day.